Hey, Dr. C here. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for coming to watch the program again. Today, we're going to talk about and do some stretching exercises. Now, we've done a bunch of them here before, and I try to put together and explain a little bit about the stretching to you. So I hope you appreciate that. Stretching comes in several different varieties, you might say. One is dynamic stretching, where you stretch out and move and stretch out and move. That's dynamic stretching. That's the kind of stretching that you do before you exercise. So it's part of a warm-up usually. So what else? There's also static stretching. That's where you stretch and hold it like you do in yoga pose. Yoga is the classic form of the static stretching. There's also ballistic stretching that you may do in physical therapy where they stretch you out and then give you a little bit extra, but they're adding to what you can do. That's ballistic stretching. Obviously, we don't do any of that here. So that got me thinking when we started talking about stretching, how does a muscle stretch out and then come back? What happens to those muscles when you stretch and come back? Is it like a rubber band? So if you stretch too much, you overstretch? Makes you think a little bit. But when you look at the fine detail of all those muscles that you're stretching, what is it in that muscle that stretches? Well, the muscles are comprised of cells, myocytes. And those myocytes have like little fibrils. Well, you've seen the cut edge of, say, a celery, where you've got those little things, the little fibers coming through. Those are the myofibrils in the myocytes. Now, those myofibrils also have a couple of components too, and they're called sarcomeres. I'm getting a little too technical for you, I know. But hang on, one more. In that sarcomere, you have actin and myosin, two proteins. One is a fatter protein, the other is a thin protein. And they are the things that stretch inside that muscle cell. Now, if you do stretching exercises on a daily basis, you can actually increase the number of sarcomeres. And that's how you bulk up, basically. Okay, enough of that technical nonsense. Let's get on with the stretching. Stretching is the most important thing as a senior that you can do. Most important thing. It helps with balance, with range of motion, and with endurance if you continue to do it on a regular basis. So let's start with some stretching exercises, and as usual, we'll start with the face. I'm going to take off those glasses so that I know you don't want to see my ugly face, but what the hell? You got to see in order to do it properly. How do you stretch, say, the forehead? Well, close your eyes. You can use your hands if you want, and close your eyes and pull it back. Stretch and relax. Stretch and relax. So that is stretching the forehead in this direction. What about the fibers in that forehead that go in the other direction? Well, when you close your eyes now, just pull it back to the side. Pull it back to the side. Very simple. Now, what about the eyes themselves? Remember, the eyes and the mouth have circular muscles as well. They have others, but they have mostly circular muscles. So how do you stretch them? Well, for the eyes, you open wide. Open as wide as you can. You can even help a little bit stretching them out. Now, whenever you stretch one set of muscles, another set will have to do the opposite to allow that to happen. So when you close your eyes real tight, another set is contracting. So if you open wide, the other set contracts. And so we do close, open wide, close, open wide. One more. Close, open wide. Okay, so that is the eyes. What about the mouth now? Same thing. What you can do is put your lips over the teeth and relax. Lips over the teeth and relax. Now, just like the eyes, one set is stretching, the other set relaxes. So we do the opposite. Instead of pulling them over, what we're going to do is close them tightly. Fish mouth. And so we put them all together. We do fish mouth, open, and fish mouth, open, and then putting them all together, fish mouth, open, and over the teeth. So 3 different motions, stretching all those muscles eventually. What about those cheekbones and the cheeks? Best way to do it, close your mouth and blow. Stretches it right out. Close your mouth, blow. Okay. I like to make a game of these things too. Like for example with the mouth. I may have people do A, E, I, O, U. Isn't that cute? Come on. That is, try to make a game out of all those exercises that are stretching exercises. Okay, so what about the jowls down here? I get my 2 fingers, index, middle, stretch them down there, right along your jawline. One on the top, one on the bottom, and stretch. And stretch. One more stretch. What about turkey neck area? Look up to the ceiling and swallow. And relax. Look up, swallow, and relax. So that's an example of all of the facial stuff. What about that tongue? Remember, there's a lot of muscles in that tongue. Moves all over the place. You can stretch those too. How do you do that? Stick your tongue straight out and in, out, and in. Okay, so that's one direction. What about the other directions? Tongue to the sides. Okay, what about up and down? Tongue again, up, touching the palate. And then down. Up, down. Up, Ah, okay, so those are all tongue stretching exercises. Now we do some head and neck stuff with the bigger muscles. And you remember when we warm up our head and neck, we contract down, chin to chest, and back. Chin to chest, and back. Chin to chest, and back. Side to side now. 1, 2, 3. Now ear to shoulder. 1, 2, 3. Now rotate. Big circle, one direction, and then other direction. And then finally, we're going to just jut your chin out, pulling forward and relax. Forward and relax. Forward and relax. All those are stretching different muscles of the neck. What about the back now? We come a little forward on the chair. And remember, I really like the thrust exercise for the back to start. So we come forward. Nice straight back. Going all the way back till you touch. Going to one side. Other side. Forward. Back. One side. Other side. And now we put them all together. We come forward, one side, all the way back. Big rotation. Remember to keep that back nice and straight. Nice straight back doing this. Then you only use those muscles in that low back area. And then you can go in the opposite direction as well. What else down in the back? Arms come straight up, and we bend it over. Breathing out as you go down. Breathing in as you come up. Breathing out as you go down. Breathing in as you come up. Now we can go sideways too. One comes over. Other arm over, stretching. One arm over. Other arm over. Now we do our twists. Right hand comes all the way across. Left hand all the way across. Right hand all the way across. Left hand all the way across. What other kind of twist can we do? Well, for the sake of putting it all together, we do sun and moon salutations. Yoga. Now, yoga is an excellent exercise for stretching. It's also, if you really want to get into the yoga, you can use part of that as meditation too. Very interesting. I saw an article the other day, should Catholics do yoga? What the heck? What the heck does religion have to do with yoga? But they made a big deal out of this. I just did not understand that at all. I'm getting off the subject. Let's go ahead and do some of our yoga. Sun salutation, modified in the chair. Okay, let's hands on, hands to the side, palms facing forward. Mountain pose. Bring them up. Prayer position. Now we're going to bring the arms up. Bring them to the side and down. Front of the shins, half forward fold. Back down, forward fold. Arms out, all the way up, and prayer position. So that is a chair modified sun salutation. Let's do a chair modified moon salutation now. Legs over to the side, still flat on the floor. Arms out. Now we're a star. 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your head is 5. Okay. Right hand down to the right. Leg up with the left arm. Look up at that arm. Back to the star. Left hand now down to the left. Up with the right arm. Look up at that arm. Back to the star. Now, right hand goes all the way over to the left and up with the left arm. Back to the star again. Left hand down to the right and right arm in the air. Back to the star one more time. Goddess pose and in. So that is a moon, modified moon salutation. What else can we do now? Let's do our shoulders, our upper extremities. Let's do the upper extremities first. Arms come straight out, palms facing down, face them up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Intertwine your fingers. Stretch it out. Bring it in. Stretch it out. Bring it in. Stretch it out. Now, the stretches can go anywhere. You come more forward on your chair. Intertwine your fingers in the back now. Stretch it in the back. Bend it forward, stretch them up. And back. So all those are great stretches. What else now can we do for our hands? Fingers first. Separate them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrists down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. We did elbows. Coming in, out, elbow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's do shoulders. Shoulders. A lot of good shoulder exercises. But we got to do the individual muscles first. Let's do the right arm. Biceps. Stretch it back. Palm facing forward. Stretch it back. Bring it back. Stretch it back. Now, palm facing back. Stretch it back. Using little different muscles simply by rotating your hand and stretching it back. Let's do the other arm now. Biceps. Stretch it back. Forward. Palm forward. Stretch it back. Now palm is going to be back. Stretch it back. Stretch it back. Now let's do triceps on this side. Bring it up and over. Here's your triceps. Push it forward. Stretch that triceps. 1, 2, 3. Other side. Arm up. Hand on the elbow. Stretch it back. 1, 2, 3. What about the deltoid muscle, that big muscle on the side? Remember, that has 3 parts. One, you bring it over, stretch it. Bring it over, stretch. One more time. Bring it over, stretch. Other side now, bring it over, stretch. Bring it over, stretch. One more to do. Bring it over and stretch. So that is the deltoid. Now let's think about the muscles in the back of the shoulder. How do we stretch those? First, big hug. Oh, you can feel all the stretching in the back with that big hug. Big hug again. That's a good first one to do. Now, one of those exercises we do at the end is a static stretch, and it is called the eagle. Arms come out, right under left, right hand grabs the left, and down. Really good stretch. Back out, now left under right, and down. Excellent, excellent stretch. Okay, let's continue. How do we stretch our abs? Legs out, and straight back. Bring it all the way back. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Look up at the ceiling. And back. Out with the legs onto your heels again. Straight back. Look up. And back. So that's stretching those abs. How do we stretch the pectorals? Stretching them on the sides. And 2. And 3, stretching those pectoral muscles. What other stretches can we do? Feet out. Right arm out. Bring it over. And now you're stretching the muscles on the side. Arms out. Bring it over. Great side stretching. Now, we did, when we warmed up and all on the back, remember we did one arm over. Well, you can do even better than that. Put the right leg over and arm over. Now you're really stretching those oblique muscles and the quad lumborum on that side. Then you bring the other leg over. Oh, great stretch. Great stretch. And back. Okay. What about our legs now? We got to do some leg stretching. Well, first of all, you can just put the leg out onto the heel, hand on the knee, and bend it forward a little. Now you're stretching the hamstrings in the back. Yes, it's a static stretch. Other leg out. Static stretch. And back. Now we're going to do some other stretches standing. Great for the legs, obviously. So we're going to stand and we're going to face the seat of the chair. Just like that. We're going to come back over. We're going to do a sun salutation. Sun salutation. Arms come up. Prayer position. Back out, mountain pose. Bring them straight up, extend the back, stretch the front muscle. Bring those arms down, grab the sides of the seat. Reposition your feet so they're still flat. Bring your body over the chair, and we're going to do an up dog. Up dog. And down dog. Notice that they're stretching different muscles. Up dog, stretch. And down dog. Now with the back, when you're doing those, what you're really doing with the up dog, down dog is just like rolling over like a cat dog. Cat dog. Cat dog. Bending, stretching one, the other contracts. Stretching the front, other contracts. So a little different doing those muscles. Okay, what other things can we do? First of all, raising that leg up, right leg up, over to the side, over to the side. Now combine it. Lift it up, side, down, up, side, down. Other side, up, side, down, up, side, down, up, side, down. Straight out. Bring them over. Together. Bring them over. Together. We can do bicycle. Bicycle. One way with straight legs, or bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. Using it just like a bicycle. So all those are great stretching exercises. We could do a lot more, but we are limited. If you can do those, you will have accomplished a lot. This is Dr. C. Have a great day.